What is up, Z Fighters? It's Manga Adventures, and today we are returning to an already finished What If. The reason I didn't continue before is that who knows if the manga would be adapted into the anime version of Dragon Ball Super or not. But being this is my most popular series and we have 2 new arcs and a movie, I thought it would be okay to make a bonus part. If you enjoyed this and want more bonus parts, just get your favorite full story video to 1,000 likes and I'll get to it as soon as possible. But enough self-promotion, let's jump right into the story. The arc takes place after the Tournament of Power. Goten asks his father if he can transform into Ultra Instinct, but Goku admits he hasn't been able to tap into that power since the tournament. Their conversation will be interrupted by Jocko, who came to them looking for Majin Buu's egg, saying it should be somewhere on Earth. The 2 Saiyans look at each other before explaining to Jocko that the Supreme Kai took the egg to his world for safekeeping. Jocko is distraught knowing he could never enter the world of the Kais, but Goten tells him to calm down and explain why he needs the egg in the first place. Apparently an ancient evil named Moro has escaped from prison and only the Grand Supreme Kai can reseal him away. Confident as ever, Goku says he can handle this threat, but before they head off with Jocko to the Galactic Patrol, Goten suggests picking up Vegeta and Trunks. Everyone knows of the Saiyans from Earth, so they have faith that maybe they can put a stop to Moro, but the Galactic Patrol's ace Mirrors wants to tag along. When Goku searches the universe for Moro, he finds him on his way to Namek and instant transmissions over there to face him. When Moro tries attacking a Namekian child, Vegeta rescues him, saying he will be his opponent, turning Super Saiyan God. They seem to be even in power, but Moro starts implementing his magic into his combat, giving him the upper hand. Vegeta admits defeat to get Moro to explain his evil plan. He wants the Dragon Balls to wish back his youth, and now that Vegeta knows this, he powers up the Super Saiyan Blue and easily starts handling Moro, or so he thinks. Moro has not only been absorbing the power of Vegeta, but also everyone else and the entire planet of Namek. So much power has been drained that no one can even turn into something as simple as Super Saiyan. Without their transformations, the 4 are no match and are defeated, being left to die as Moro goes hunting for the Namekian Dragon Balls. Lucky for our 4 Saiyans, they are rescued and healed by the Namekians. Everyone realizes if they work together, they'll be able to face Moro, so when the 4 face the ancient evil again, the fathers turn blue and the sons turn ultimate. But as they fight, the henchman that brought Moro to Namek in the first place used the Dragon Balls to wish himself away to a far-off planet, and Moro uses his opportunity to regain his youth and free the prisoners in the Galactic Patrol, who arrive to assist him, giving the ancient evil enough time to absorb their energies so they can't transform once again. With the 4 defeated a second time, they go their separate ways to train. Goku and Goten goes with Mirrors to try and learn how to use Ultra Instinct at will. The 3 even find a time chamber where 1 day equals 3. Meanwhile, Vegeta and Trunks go to Yardrat to learn spirit control. Moro's gang heads to Earth to gather energy, but is stopped by Piccolo. But even he has trouble facing off against 7-3, who copied his powers and abilities. So he's basically fighting a clone of himself. That is until Gohan arrives to face 7-3 and is doing well until 7-3 switches to his stored data of Moro and begins absorbing all their energies. As hope seems lost, Piccolo declares that even if they lose, Goku and Vegeta will defeat them. This intrigues Moro, who is watching on along, and gives them too much to train. So let's focus briefly on how the training dynamic would change. Since Maris was also training with Goten, he would ask him the same question he asked Goku: why do you fight? Goten ponders for a minute before saying he loves his father. The best memories he had was training with him. Even at a young age, he realized how much his father loved fighting and how proud he was when Goten caught up with him or pushed him to greater heights. So he wants to continue getting praised by his father and not waste his potential. Skipping to Moro's arrival with his crew, 7-3 is ready for his rematch with Gohan and Piccolo. 7-3 is able to copy both their abilities, but he can only use one at a time. This, combined with the two's teamwork, gives them the upper hand, pushing 7-3 into a corner and forcing him to use his Moro draining ability. This was a problem until Gohan stepped in, saying that you have to lock on to the opponent to steal their ki. If he can't lock on, he can't gain power. And with this figured out, Gohan transforms into Super Saiyan Blue Evolution and easily blitzes the android. One of Moro's lackeys offer to step up and face Gohan. Moro gives him an insane amount of power, allowing him to overwhelm the half Saiyan even with Blue Evolution. That is until Piccolo steps in. Angry that Moro once again slaughtered the Namekians, he's sick of his people being treated that way. As he says this, a tree symbol glows on his back. You see, when Guru unlocked Piccolo's potential way back then, he also gave him something extra that would manifest when the time was right. The lone Namekian transforms into an orange bulking brute that easily one-taps the Moro grunt, and then he sets his sight on Moro himself, who is visibly scared for the first time. The Planet Eater tries attacking, but even a flurry of blows at the Namekian's chest doesn't make him flinch. Piccolo just looks down, ready to blast him away, but Moro runs off to devour 7-3, taking his copy ability and improves it so that he no longer has a time limit. He then grabs the back of Orange Piccolo's neck, allowing him to now be on even ground. As the two exchange blows, Goku, Goten, Vegeta, and Trunks arrive to help Piccolo, but even with the addition of UI Omen Goku, Blue Evolution Vegeta, and Ultimate Goten/Trunks, the odds appear to still be even. Moro even allowing the Saiyans to land punches because their powers are like gnats to him. Though his confidence doesn't last long because Moro is getting weaker. What's going on? Too little too late, he realizes the so-called gnats he wasn't worried about have the ability to return the energy he stole back to their owners, thanks to Vegeta and Trunks' Force Spirit Vision. But by this point, he's so weak that even Goku and Goten are able to do damage against him, and due to the number of fighters, he's no longer able to escape or grab anyone's necks. The five then encircle Moro, firing their most powerful attacks, completely obliterating the Planet Eater once and for all. With the threat gone, Mirrors thanks them and they all go to the Galactic Patrol to be celebrated as heroes. Not long after the Moro arc, the remainder of 7-3 is taken by mercenary Granolah for his client, the Heaters. You see, the Heaters want 7-3 because it has the location of Zuno, the being who knows everything, but that's not all. While going through 7-3's data, they also find out about the Dragon Balls, which could prove useful later. Granolah is rewarded with the information that Frieza has been revived, though everyone tells him he's too weak to seek revenge. Even his father figure, a Namekian named Manito. As the Cerulean truly starts to believe this, he sees on the news that the people in the nearby city have found a Dragon Ball, the last one needed to summon the dragon. So Granolah steals it and uses his wish to become the strongest mortal in the universe, sacrificing 150 years of his life to do so. While all this is going on, Goku and Goten are training with Whis. Goku doesn't have Master Ultra Instinct, still needing that last push, while Ultimate Goten is as strong as UI Omen Goku, and can even use the properties of Ultra Instinct with his ultimate form. On the other hand, Vegeta admits Ultra Instinct just doesn't fit his style, and he'll get stronger his own way, not wanting to lose to Piccolo of all people after he unlocked his orange form. Beerus is excited by his resolve to find his own source of power and takes Vegeta under his wing to teach him the power of destruction. Trunks of course wants to train alongside his father, telling him he doesn't have to shoulder the burden of the Saiyans all on his own. He'll also take blame, which makes Vegeta cracks a smile. The young half Saiyan has a knack for destruction as well, so his training goes easily. But this is all interrupted after a few months. Apparently, a planet is being attacked by someone evil who claims to be the strongest in the universe. The group is interested in proving their results, and accepts the request made by none other than the Heaters, who also told Granolah that the Saiyans are destroying the same planet. This is all a plan to have the Heaters' two greatest threats destroy each other. Their plan works and Granolah attacks without a word of warning. Because Goku is trying to master Ultra Instinct, he powers up to Super Saiyan God to face his opponent. You see, the stronger the transformation, the better at Ultra Instinct he becomes. And he's trying to master it at lower levels. Though this barely does anything, so he goes to blue and still loses. He now has no other choice but to use UI Omen, which actually puts them on even grounds. Yes, Granolah can still track his vitals, but Goku is actually able to dodge and counter in this form, unlike the others, defeating Granolah, though the battle isn't over. The person Goku was fighting this whole time was a clone of Granolah, and the real Granolah tried attacking when his guard was down, but he's saved by Ultimate Goten. Vegeta then steps in, having figured out that the planet they are on was attacked by Saiyans, and that they were all tricked into fighting each other by the Heaters. Granolah doesn't believe him and the two fight anyways, which goes as expected. Even turning blue isn't enough to face Granolah, but the damage Vegeta is taking makes him stronger. Purple-like flames shoot from his body, and out from the fire is a newly transformed prince with purple hair and no eyebrows. He calls it Ultra Ego. This new form closes the gap in power between the two, and Vegeta has the advantage, knocking Granolah all over the planet for a moment. But what he didn't know is that Ceruleans also get stronger in battle. The two are both growing together, pushing themselves, but Vegeta begins to reach his limit. Although he could turn damage into strength, his body can't hold out for much longer. So they try to end things with a beam clash that Granolah wins after unlocking his second red eye. Trunks saves his father from dying and is ready to avenge him, but Monaito comes to explain what really happened in the past. Yes, the Saiyans attacked the Ceruleans, but Granolah and his mother were saved by Bardock, who began to grow a soft side due to having his second son. Though they are later found by the Heaters, who are planning to overthrow Frieza, and because they overheard this, they must die, which leads to Bardock fighting Gas. Bardock is able to beat Gas by only focusing on winning. Nothing else matters. And after this story is done, Gas, the youngest Heater, arrives much older due to wishing on the Dragon Balls to also be the strongest in the universe. Goku, Goten, Vegeta, Trunks, and Granolah all work together to take him on, with only a pure drive to win pushing them forward. Goten is especially fired up, proud of his family lineage of warriors, though even working together is not enough. So Vegeta and Trunks take the lead, telling Goku to figure out how to evolve his Ultra Instinct because it's become stagnant. Goku takes his comment to heart and realizes instead of staying calm to try to unlock the silver-haired Ultra Instinct, he'll mix his emotions with UI Omen to have the power of an angel and a Saiyan. This gives him a bigger boost than his silver-haired form would have, and although he becomes stronger, that doesn't last long. Gas's wish was different than Granolah's after all. It wasn't just to be the strongest in the universe at that moment, it was to always be the strongest, meaning every time someone stronger appears, he'll gain more power at the cost of his remaining life, turning him into an old man, which is why even against these overwhelming odds, he was always stronger. Though just because Gas is stronger doesn't mean Goku's fighting alone. Granolah tells Goku to distract him long enough for him to charge his attack, and the Saiyan does just that, briefly activating Master Ultra Instinct and throws Gas into the air for Granolah to hit him and not destroy the planet. But even this wasn't enough. Gas had survived at the cost of more of his life. The Heater now literally skin and bones, and with everyone exhausted, all hope seems lost. But Black Frieza arrives and one-shots Gas. The power gap so great when his body tries to adapt, he turns to bones. The tyrant then one-shots Elect and defeats everyone else in their new forms with ease. When asked by Vegeta how he's so strong, if Gas was the strongest in the universe, He states that he's been training in a time chamber, meaning the wish didn't apply to him since he was in another dimension. Though Frieza leaves without killing anyone, causing the Saiyans to have a new goal in power. While Goku and Vegeta train on Whis' planet, Goten and Trunks are unfortunately stuck on Earth due to them having to start school. The two half-breeds are clearly worried. Should they really be here when Black Frieza is on the loose? When they tried explaining this to their mothers, they just wouldn't listen and tells them their education is just as important. Trunks doesn't mind being on Earth due to him being able to spend more time with Mai, which really irritates Goten. So instead of becoming a superhero, he instead to volunteer picking up Pan from kindergarten. Reason being, he wants to take her to Piccolo so they can all train together. While Pan learns the fundamentals, Goten is able to spar all out against Orange Piccolo, though this doesn't go unnoticed and Goten is confronted by Gohan about how he's focusing more on training than his schoolwork. Goten tells him he wasn't there in space. Black Frieza is out there and he's stronger than anything they faced beforehand by a landslide. There's no time for studying. Gohan just lets out a sigh, telling his little brother it's all about balance. He didn't have that growing up and doesn't want Goten to fall into the same pit. But this just puts a sour look on his little brother's face, who gives a snide remark saying he just doesn't want to waste his potential like his older brother. It's obvious this conversation is going nowhere. Neither is listening to the other, so the two part ways on less than happy terms. While all this is happening, the Red Ribbon Army arrived again, with Dr. Gero's grandson, Dr. Hito, at the forefront, having created the androids Gamma 1 and 2, along with the prototype Cell Max. He sends Gamma 2 to destroy the evil King Piccolo, but this doesn't go as expected. He may be slightly stronger than Piccolo, but this version knows how to transform. So after he goes orange, there's no chance of victory. Piccolo doesn't kill him though. He tries talking to him since he referred to him as the evil King Piccolo, meaning he may have been misinformed. After a quick conversation, Gamma 2 begins to doubt himself and heads back to his headquarters. There, the son of Commander Red, Magenta, tries to tell him if they can't defeat Piccolo, they'll just kidnap Pan instead. Thanks to the eye-opening conversation with Piccolo, Gamma 2 refuses to do so because this isn't what a hero would do. This leads to infighting and Magenta going to release Cell Max, though Gamma 1 and 2 are able to hold it off for Orange Piccolo to come with the reinforcements of Blue Evolution Gohan and Ultimate Goten / Trunks. Gamma 1 and 2 tell them about Cell Max's weakness and Gohan tries to coordinate everyone for a well-timed attack, but Goten doesn't listen. He charges in by himself to prove the results of his training. Mixing Ultimate with elements of Ultra Instinct, he's able to weave and dodge the giant Cell Max's attacks, firing the blast point blank at his head, but it wasn't enough, simply cracking his dome. Not expecting the attack to fail, he doesn't have time to dodge the mouth blast Cell Max counters with, and Goten closes his eyes expecting the worst. But when he opens them again, Gohan is standing in front of him, his body battered and bruised, having taken the attack for his little brother. With tears running down his face, Gohan tells Goten he just wants him to live his own life before his eyes close. As Goten held on to his brother, everything went silent before his eyes turned red and he let out a scream along with a burst of ki that engulfed the whole area. Out came Goten with white and spiked hair, still holding on to his brother. Cell Max was now visibly afraid and tried attacking, but was kicked away by Beast Goten, who took the opportunity to put Gohan down as Cell was trying to get back up. When Cell Max does stand up, he charges up a death ball as big as the earth before condensing it back down. Though Piccolo uses this chance to hold Cell, while Goten fires a Maseko at his cracked core, defeating the bio-android once and for all. When all was said and done and Goten was able to give Gohan a senzu bean, saving his life, the little brother let out a sigh of relief. when his older brother's eyes open. Goten then apologizes for what he said earlier and that he'll try to balance his life, focusing more on school and maybe finding something else besides fighting he enjoys. This is where I'll end the bonus part for now. This was my first time covering the Granolah arc, so I had to reread the manga, which is why it took so long. Hopefully y'all like this version of Goten I did for Superhero. I really wanted to dive into his character because this version trained with Goku his whole life, because he actually enjoyed fighting as a child, unlike Gohan. So I wanted to see where that would take his character, which is really fun to do. And speaking of Goten, I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Sinclair. He made the renders for not only Beast Goten, but also my other unique transformations like Blue Raditz. He's amazing, so please give him some love. He'll be happy to do renders for you as well. Link in the description. And if y'all like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. Thanks for watching, and I hope y'all have a good one.